Hello, everyone. Welcome to Daily English Podcast. My name is Sarah, and I'm so happy to be your host today. Take a slow breath, breathe in, and breathe out. Much better. Today, we're talking about studying alone versus studying together. Which one is better? Well, the answer may surprise you. Actually, both methods can be useful. Hello, my wonderful English learners. Welcome back to the podcast. I am so happy you are here today. Before we begin, take a slow breath with me. Today, we are going to talk about something almost every student thinks about. Should you study alone? Or should you study together with friends? That sounds like a simple question. But actually, it is not so simple. Some people need complete silence. No talking. No music. No phones. No people walking around. Not even a mosquito is allowed to make noise. Imagine someone saying, "Excuse me, Mr. Mosquito. I am studying. Please come back later." Other people cannot study alone at all. They need a friend beside them. They need conversation. They need discussion. And sometimes, they need someone to say, "Hey, stop checking your phone and open your book." Fine. Today, we will compare both study styles. We will discuss the benefits. We will discuss the problems. And by the end of this episode, you may understand which method is better for you. So, get comfortable, take a seat, prepare your notebook, or just relax and listen. Let's begin. What does study alone mean? Studying alone means learning independently. The word independent means doing something by yourself without needing help from other people. When you study alone, you may sit in a quiet room. You may study at home. You may sit in a library. You may watch an online lesson. You may read a book. You may write notes. You may practice questions. And most importantly, you control your own schedule. For example, maybe you like studying early in the morning. You wake up at 6 o'clock. You wash your face. You make tea or coffee. Fresh coffee. Then you sit at your desk and begin studying while everyone else is still sleeping. Or maybe you are a night owl. A night owl is someone who likes staying awake and working late at night. You may begin studying at 11 o'clock. You open your book. You turn on your lamp. And suddenly, you smell food from the kitchen. Someone is making noodles. Now your study plan is in danger. When you study alone, you need discipline. Discipline means making yourself do something, even when you do not feel like doing it. You also need concentration. Concentration means giving your full attention to one thing. One thing. Not your book, your phone, your messages, your snacks, and 5 different videos at the same time. You also need a routine. A routine is a regular way of doing something. For example, I study English every evening from 7 to 8. That is a routine. Studying alone gives you freedom. But freedom also brings responsibility. No teacher is standing behind you. No friend is watching you. You must guide yourself. Benefits of studying alone. Let's talk about the advantages. The first benefit is better concentration. When you study alone, there are usually fewer interruptions. No one is asking, "What page are we on?" No one is saying, "Wait, let me tell you something funny." And no one is showing you a video of a dancing cat. Although, dancing cats are very important research, but not during study time. When you are alone, you can focus deeply. Deep focus means giving all your attention to one task for a longer period. This can help you understand difficult topics. For example, imagine you are learning English grammar. You are trying to understand the difference between the past simple and the present perfect. Oh no! Grammar. You need time. You need silence. You may need to read the explanation 2 or 3 times. When you study alone, you can do that without feeling embarrassed. You can say, "I do not understand this yet, so I will study it again." The second benefit is learning at your own pace. The word pace means speed. Some people learn quickly. Other people need more time. Both are completely normal. When you study alone, you can move slowly or quickly. You can spend 10 minutes on an easy topic. You can spend 1 hour on a difficult topic. No one says, "Hurry up!" And no one says, "Why are you still on that page? Come on, we finished that 10 minutes ago." That kind of pressure can make learning stressful. But when you are alone, you control the speed. The third benefit is freedom. You can choose what to study. You can choose when to take a break. You can choose how to study. Maybe you like writing notes. Maybe you enjoy watching videos. Maybe you learn by speaking out loud. You can even explain the lesson to your wall. Hello, wall. Today, I will teach you English grammar. The wall does not answer. But honestly, the wall is a very patient student. The fourth benefit is that you can review your mistakes privately. Sometimes students feel shy when they make mistakes in front of others. But mistakes are a normal part of learning. When you study alone, you can look at your errors calmly. You can ask, "Why was my answer wrong? What can I do differently next time?" This helps you improve. The fifth benefit is self-discipline. Studying alone trains your mind. You learn to start working without waiting for someone else. You learn to manage your time. You learn to finish tasks. And that skill is useful in school, work, and everyday life. Self-discipline is not about being perfect. It is about continuing, even when you feel tired. Some days, you will feel motivated. Other days, you will look at your book and think, "Why does this book have so many pages?" But you study for 20 minutes anyway. That is discipline. Challenges of studying alone. Now, studying alone also has some problems. The first problem is loneliness. You may sit in your room for many hours. No one is talking to you. No one is sharing ideas. The room becomes very quiet, too quiet. Then suddenly, the refrigerator makes a strange sound. You think there is a ghost in the house. But no, it is just the refrigerator doing its job. The second challenge is losing motivation. At the beginning, you may feel excited. You prepare your desk. You open your book. You highlight the title. You write the date beautifully. You choose 3 different pens. And then, you study for 5 minutes. After that, you check your phone for 45 minutes. Productivity. This is called procrastination. Procrastination means delaying something you should do. You say, "I will start in 5 minutes." Then 5 minutes becomes 20 minutes. 20 minutes becomes 1 hour. And suddenly, it is bedtime. The third problem is having no one to ask for help. You may read a difficult explanation and feel confused. You read it again? Still confused. You watch a video, even more confused. Great, now I have 3 new questions. When you study alone, you may get stuck. You may not know whether your answer is correct. You may misunderstand something. This is why studying alone should not mean refusing all help. You can still ask a teacher. You can message a classmate. You can use a reliable learning resource. You can study independently, while still asking questions when needed. Let me share a small story. When I was learning something difficult, I once sat at my desk for a long time. I told myself, "I will not stop until I understand this." I read the same paragraph again and again. After some time, I felt tired. My eyes were heavy. My brain felt like mashed potatoes. Finally, I asked someone for help. They explained it in 2 simple sentences. 2 sentences. I had spent almost 1 hour struggling. Sometimes being independent is good. But sometimes asking for help is the smartest thing you can do. What does study together mean? Now let's talk about studying together. Studying together means learning with 1 or more people. You may study with a partner. You may join a study group. You may meet at a library. You may study in a classroom. You may even join an online meeting. A partner is one person who works with you. A study group usually has several people. When people work together, we often use the words teamwork and collaboration. Collaboration means working with other people to achieve the same goal. For example, 4 students may meet to prepare for an exam. One student explains grammar. Another student prepares vocabulary questions. Another student finds practice exercises. And the 4th student brings snacks. An extremely important job. Group study may include discussion. A discussion is a conversation in which people share ideas and opinions. You may ask questions. You may explain answers. You may correct each other. You may practice speaking. This makes learning more active. Benefits of studying together. The first benefit is learning from other people. Every student thinks differently. One person may explain an idea in a way that is easier for you to understand. For example, a teacher's explanation may sound complicated, but your friend may say, "Look, it is actually very simple." Then they give you an everyday example. Suddenly, you understand. That is one of the best feelings in learning. The second benefit is sharing ideas. When you study alone, you only have your own thoughts. But in a group, each person brings something different. One student may remember an important fact. Another may notice a mistake. Another may ask a question that nobody considered before. This can make the lesson more interesting. The third benefit is motivation. When you study with serious students, their energy can help you. Maybe you do not feel like studying, but your friend says, "Come on, let's finish one chapter." You begin. After 20 minutes, you feel more focused. That is positive motivation. Good study partners do not just sit beside you. They help you remain responsible. They remind you of your goals. They encourage you when you feel tired. The fourth benefit is speaking practice. This is especially useful for English learners. You can read English alone. You can listen alone. You can write alone. But speaking requires practice with another person. In a group, you can ask and answer questions. You can discuss a topic. You can practice pronunciation. You can learn natural expressions. For example, one person asks, "What do you think about online learning?" Another person answers, "I think it is useful because it is flexible." Then the first person may say, "I agree, but sometimes it is difficult to stay focused." This is natural speaking practice. The fifth benefit is that you can ask questions immediately. You do not have to stay confused for a long time. You can say, "Could you explain that again? What does this word mean? How did you get that answer?" Questions make learning stronger. Never feel ashamed of asking a genuine question. A person who asks questions is not weak. A person who asks questions is trying to grow. The sixth benefit is enjoyment. Studying with others can be fun. You can laugh. You can share experiences. You can celebrate progress. You can take short breaks together. Maybe enjoy some tea. Oh, excuse me. That tea was more powerful than expected. A pleasant study environment can make you want to return again. And consistency is one of the most important parts of learning. Problems with group study. Of course, group study also has disadvantages. The first problem is too much talking. Sometimes a study group begins like this. "Today, we will finish 3 chapters." 10 minutes later, "Did you watch that new movie?" 20 minutes later, "Let me show you a funny video." 1 hour later, "Wait, did we study anything?" A study group can quickly become a social meeting. There is nothing wrong with friendly conversation, but you need clear limits. The second problem is using phones. One person receives a message. Then another person checks their phone. Soon everyone is scrolling. There goes your concentration. A good rule is to put phones away for 25 or 30 minutes. Then take a short break. The third problem is different learning speeds. One student may understand quickly. Another student may need more explanation. One student wants to move forward. Another wants to review. This can create frustration. The faster student may feel bored. The slower student may feel pressured. A good group should be patient. It should also have a clear plan. The fourth problem is depending too much on others. Some students do not prepare before the group meeting. They simply wait for their friends to explain everything. Please teach me the whole chapter. No, I did not read it. No, I did not bring my book. But I brought biscuits. Biscuits are wonderful, but they are not a complete study plan. Every member should make an effort. Group study works best when everyone prepares something. The fifth problem is losing focus. Some people study better in quiet places. Conversation makes it harder for them to think. Even useful discussion can become tiring. After a while, your brain may feel overloaded. Whew, too many voices, too many ideas, too many snacks. In that situation, a group may not be the best place for deep concentration. Which one is better? Now we come to the big question. Which one is better? Studying alone or studying together? The answer is both. Yes, both. There is no single perfect method for everyone. Studying alone is often better for deep focus. It is useful when you need to read carefully. It is useful when you need to memorize information. It is useful when you need to write. It is useful when you need to review your own mistakes. Studying together is often better for discussion. It is useful when you need speaking practice. It is useful when you want to compare ideas. It is useful when you need motivation. It is useful when you want to ask questions. The best method may be a combination. For example, you can study alone during the week. You can read your lesson. You can take notes. You can prepare questions. Then, once a week, you can meet a friend or a study group. You can review what you learned. You can discuss difficult points. You can test each other. This gives you the benefits of both methods. Alone for concentration, together for communication, alone for preparation, together for practice, alone for deep thinking, together for new ideas. That balance can be very powerful. How to choose the right method. Ask yourself a few simple questions. Do I focus better in silence? Do I lose motivation when I am alone? Do my friends help me study, or do they distract me? Do I need discussion to understand the topic? Do I need more speaking practice? Am I preparing for an individual test or a group project? Your answers will help you choose. You can also change your method depending on the subject. For example, you may study mathematics alone because you need concentration, but you may practice English speaking with a partner. You may read history alone, but later you may discuss important questions with your group. You do not need to choose only one method forever. Your study method is a tool. Use the right tool for the right situation. You would not use a spoon to cut a tree. At least, I hope not. In the same way, you should not use one study method for every situation. Be flexible. Observe yourself. Notice when you learn best. Quick practical tips. Here are a few simple tips. When studying alone, prepare a clear plan. Write down exactly what you want to finish. Instead of writing, study English, write, learn 10 new words, listen to one podcast, and write 5 sentences. That goal is clear. Use a timer. Study for 25 minutes. Then take a 5-minute break. During the break, stand up, stretch, drink water, maybe walk around a little. But do not begin watching a 1-hour video during a 5-minute break. We both know what happens. When studying together, choose the right people. A good friend is not always a good study partner. Your best friend may be very funny. Too funny. You open your book, they tell one joke, and suddenly you are both laughing on the floor. Choose people who respect study time. Set a goal before the meeting. Decide what you will study. Decide how long you will study. Give each person a task. Take short breaks. And at the end, quickly review what you learned. Conclusion. So, what have we learned today? Studying alone gives you freedom, concentration, and control. It allows you to move at your own pace. It can also build discipline, but it may feel lonely. You may lose motivation, and sometimes you may get stuck. Studying together gives you discussion, teamwork, support, and speaking practice. It can make learning more enjoyable. But groups can also become distracting. People may talk too much. They may use their phones, and they may learn at different speeds. Everyone learns differently. Some people grow faster when they are alone. Other people feel stronger when they learn with friends. And many people need a mixture of both. The best method is the method that helps you stay focused, motivated, and consistent. Do not compare your learning style too much with other people. Pay attention to yourself. Find what works, improve it, and keep going. Even 30 minutes of focused study can be more useful than 3 hours of distracted study. Before we finish, I have one question for you. Do you prefer studying alone or studying together? And why? Write your answer in the comments. Try to write at least 2 or 3 sentences in English. For example, I prefer studying alone because I can concentrate better. However, I like studying with friends before an exam because we can ask each other questions. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. You are doing a wonderful job. Keep listening, keep practicing, keep making mistakes, and most importantly, keep learning. Now I think we both deserve a small break and maybe a snack. See you in the next episode. Take care, keep smiling, and happy learning.